we are waiting for Mr. Tommy, and welcome.
Hey.
How are you, Mr. Tommy?
I'm doing all right. Another day in LA, living the dream, you know?
Super, man. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are with Mr. Tommy Bolan. Welcome, Mr. Bolan. It's Murat and Akça from DeliKasap magazine.
Very cool. Very cool. Great to be here, man. Great to be here.
You too.
First of all, we thank you for meeting with us today. Thank you so much. And let's do it. My first question is, how would you introduce yourself to people who don't know you?
Me? Well, I guess probably the best thing I'm known for is being the lead guitarist of Warlock with DORO PESCH. I did the album Triumph and Agony. I was the first American in the band, you know, years ago. And we had the album, it sold like, I think like 6 or 7 million, had the song All We Are. And that's like, you know, a very iconic record, which actually was just inducted into the Hall of Fame by Decibel Records. Decibel Magazine, actually put it in Decibel Magazine. So yeah, I'm probably best known for being the lead guitarist with Warlock with Doro. And then I have my own band called NYC, which I sing and play for. That I'll tell you about that in a bit. But probably Warlock is the biggest thing, yeah.
Tommy, have you ever been in Turkey before? We know Doro.
I never been to Turkey. I've always wanted to play. I played all over the world, but I've never been there. The only story I can tell you about Turkey, the only thing I know is this was told to me, is after the Triumph and Agony tour back in '87, my tech, JW, John Walsh, he went out with Miles Davis, who went to Turkey. He was on tour that time. And supposedly, as I was told, he went to a music store to buy some parts. And I guess somebody in the store was a fan of Warlock and me or something. And there was a bunch of pictures on the wall of me playing somewhere. And then when he said that he worked with me, supposedly the guy was like, hey, that's really cool. And it was a really positive response. So I guess somebody knew something about what I was doing. So that's my only Turkey story. That, and I collect stamps. So I have stamps from Turkey. I'm a big stamp collector.
Super cool. You talk about Doro. Before we get into Doro, I have some questions outside of Doro. I know that my friend Akça has questions to ask you about the subject of metal, women metal, German and American metal. But first, I want to know this. Can you give some background on your own band in New York?
My band, well, the band I have a band called NYC, which I started years ago, which I'm the singer. I sing and play. And actually, I'm bringing it back up to speed because I've had different versions of it because we put out some stuff, did some touring. But the drummer from Metal Church, Sted Howland, is now playing with me in that. He was playing in Wasp and all that. And actually, I'm talking to bass players right now because we're supposed to go in the studio and record a demo, then do a video, then talk to a bunch of people we know because I got some people behind the band now. So that's going to be pretty kick-ass. The music's like, you know, heavy, shredding, you know, I'm the singer. So it's like, you know, just like I'm the guy in the New York street corner screaming about everything. So it's just like, you know, pissed off, out of your fucking mind kind of shit, you know. But it'll be very heavy. It'll be very cool. It's just a matter of getting it all formatted. I'm right now talking to some bass players. I had talked to David Elfson and John Moyer from Disturbed, but they're kind of busy with a bunch of projects. Like David's got a million things going on and John's got Disturbed coming up. So, but I'm talking to some other people. So if you know somebody, this is the time to let me know.
How is that, Ellison?
He's very cool. I talked about a week ago. Dave's doing great. He's got a lot of great stuff going on. He's a great guy. I always got along with him because Warlock toured with Megadeth years ago on their So Far So Good So What tour. And that's how I became friends with all of them back then.
Yeah, he made some trouble, you know, but...
well, the internet, forget it. I'm not even going to comment on that. That's the internet's a fucking disaster zone of itself. You know, I'll leave that one alone. You know,
of course. So, how is the rock metal scene in New York? You are a New York man, I know.
Well, I'm from New York, but I live in Los Angeles. Right now, I'm talking to you from Los Angeles.
Yeah, you consider yourself as a Los Angeles
New York,
rocker of New York.
I was born and raised in Queens, New York. So I mean, you know, I'm 100% New York, no doubt about it. Italian, Irish, New Yorker. But the scene out here, it's kind of struggling, to be honest. I haven't seen it really taken off. A lot of the clubs have closed down, and COVID kicked the hell out of everything for a long time. Yeah. So while the scene's still alive, it's not like it used to be. I can just say that, you know. I mean, I think there's you got to really. I don't find very much going on in Los Angeles for my taste. And New York, I haven't been back in a while. But I do know a lot of areas, COVID slowed a lot of stuff down. A lot of clubs closed, you know, but there's still touring now going on. So it's still alive to a point, but I think it's definitely taking a hit, in my opinion.
Yeah, my second, the other question is about this. You already answered that. That's why, Akça, you can go on your questions.
Okay. Hello once again. It's so nice to have you here. My first question is that what would you be interested in working with if you were not a musician?
I was not a musician. Well, if I wasn't selling cars or being a lawyer or selling walks on late night TV, that's an interesting question. If I wasn't a musician, I'd probably be a lawyer, or maybe a lawyer, or just some rich guy sitting around. Maybe I don't know.
You know, the famous TV show, you Better Call Saul. Maybe you know.
What TV show?
You Better Call Saul.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, I just watched it. There's only like 2 episodes left. Oh yeah, Breaking Bad. You got the right man on the phone here for this. Forget about it. Yeah, absolutely.
It's very sweet you, as I love you.
Better call Tommy. Yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. Of course, I don't hope I don't wind up like he does, but you know, living in Nebraska, like selling stuff. But probably, I guess, maybe a lawyer, some sort of entrepreneur. I mean, you know, something with, you know. I mean, I used to, I don't know, I guess something along the lines of a lawyer people have said to me to be, I suppose. If that's a good thing, I guess. But, you know.
Do you have any professions besides the musician?
Professions besides music? No, I never did anything. I pretty much, I mean, I was a guitar teacher right out of high school, during high school. Got into Warlock right out of teaching guitar. I was a teacher for 5 years, but right into Warlock. And it was always music. Because after Warlock, I was in the band, I had the band I put together, called Freight Train Jane, which had the singer from Black and Blue, Jamie St. James, and we did a lot of good stuff there. Then I had another version of another project I did, which is a band I was trying to go off the ground, a solo project, which that didn't go as much as I wanted. Then I had I played with Richie Ramone. I did his comeback record called Entitled. Did all the guitar on that. Did some touring on that. I've had various things. I've jammed around, done stuff. Then I started my band NYC, and then I was doing stuff with that. And then Doro called me back into playing with her. And I came back for the anniversary, and we played Sweden Rock, we played Norway Fest, and I recorded on Forever Warriors and started doing some touring with her. And then, of course, you know, we just came out with, here's a shameless plug, Triumph and Agony Live. There it is.
Yeah, super cool.
There it is right there. You know, and that's got, you know, you can, you know, up there with the band, all that. Then you can see I'm actually on her shoulders. Like I used to always get on her shoulders back in the day. So that was a big thing. That took a lot of good stuff doing, but, you know, and now, you know, so basically the big thing I'm pushing now is my band NYC. Plus, another thing I'm involved in is a friend of mine. I've become great friends with this guy, you know, because I just met him. He wrote a movie called Enter City Universe. And that's coming out like next year. It's going to be filmed. And that's like an action type futuristic cop thing. And actually Vince DiCola, who did the soundtracks for Rocky IV, Over the Top, and Staying Alive, he's doing the soundtrack. And I had to sign an NDA, so I can't tell you who. But let's just say one of the biggest action heroes of all time has the script right now. And I got music in this. As I said, this guy's family to me now. I'm really, you know, great friends with him now. And, you know, our friendship developed through business. And then it's the best way because he's a super cool guy. And he wrote the movie. And he has a lot of people, like, you know, people work from Dune and all these other people. There's so many people involved in this, you know. And I even have a cameo in the movie playing some crazy New Yorker. Big stretch, you know, big stretch.
Perfect.
So that's something to look out for. That's called Enter City. That's coming out next year. Well, we're going to start filming, so we got delayed a bit because of the war and all that stuff. We're going to be in Hungary filming or something, but everything's just chaos. But that's gonna be some pretty good stuff because I'm in it and I got songs in it. So that's another thing I do. I guess movies. I guess.
Tommy, you played in Europe and Sweden Rock. You said, how was the festivals? How was concert?
The festivals. Well, my most favorite festival. I mean, they were all great. Sweden Rock. Because in Europe, you know, metal's a religion. You know, it's like really a way of life, and I can totally dig that. You know, I mean, you know, so I'm totally down for that. Wacken was pretty insane. That was like 80,000 plus. There's pictures on my Instagram page and Facebook where you can see me and Dora's. One where I'm laying on my back, bent all the way back like a pretzel. You know, my shoulders on the floor, and there's Dora rocking next to me. There's 80,000 people singing "All We Are" and Fiorema, and I'm like, it's just like surreal. I mean, you can't describe that. Like, when you start hearing them all sing Fiorema and chant with Doro, because, you know, I mean, Doro could come out and sing the phone book, the crowd's going to be there. But just seeing the whole band and knowing I was part of these songs back in the day when they were created, you know, because I did all the guitars on Triumph and Agony. You know, I mean, I did all the leads and, you know, the majority of all the rhythms and everything, you know. So to hear everybody and to come back after so many years not being with her, because it was great when we did the tour, Triumph and Agony original, but to see 80,000 people sing it, and, you know, it was just... I mean, it's still an adrenaline rush. Yeah, any festival, any gig where the fans are into it, you know, and they're giving it so much back, you know, you leave it all on the stage and you go tooth and nail. It's a great feeling. But yeah, the festivals in Europe are fantastic, I guess, to sum it up on the a long answer.
Perfect. About the festivals and the concerts, in your interviews, you always mention this stage energy and harmony you have with the band, and especially with Doro, as I have seen. How do you know this? Like, how do you feel there's such harmony? What is this harmony? How do you like get to this point?
You've done your homework. You've watched the interview.
By the way, Akça also play guitar.
What's that? Oh, you play guitar?
Yes,
Oh, very cool.
Well,
I'm such a beginner.
Well, I got to get to my DVD. I got an instructional DVD.
Perfect.
Well, I would say, I mean, I played with Doro for so many years. That's how me and Doro was originally a very magnetic playing. You know what I'm saying? Like when I first joined the band, at that point, you know, for Triumph and Agony, Doro even said to, like, I think Metal Hammer, she goes, Tommy Bolan is somebody I really need right now. His playing it makes me inspiration, makes me sing better. She said something very much along those lines. That quote's on his playing makes me sing and play better. She said something to that effect exactly. You know what I'm saying? So immediately she felt my energy when she met me in the studio, and I was brought in by my producer who was producing my other band back in New York. There was immediate chemistry. So when I came back playing with her, you can see, like, you know, like we played the M3 Festival, she gets on my shoulders and all that. And just, you can, when we look at each other on stage, I magnetize off of her. So, and then at that point, I go even crazier probably. You know, work myself into a full lather, as they say, you know.
Yes,
but I just always felt it. You can feel it, you know, and you can see it in the pictures, and people have caught on to that. And I've gotten many reviews on that. People have noticed it, like you say yourself, you have. So I'm very proud of that because it's all natural. Nothing's phoned in. I don't go, okay, headbang here, do this. You know, it's just, you just naturally come unglued, and she brings out the best in you when you play, you know. And then she's got great band members, great bands. So there's a great energy and a great flow. So if you've witnessed it, that's the best testimony what you just said, that you see it. If you see it, then I'm doing so. Then something's right.
Yes, the chemistry is very showing on the stage.
Thank you. Put that as a quote. There you go.
Perfect. Then I will ask about one thing you have mentioned before. You said that you are the first American member of the band, right? If I'm not mistaken. So what are the pros and cons of having such different nationalities in a band? Can you explain that?
Me, I don't care if you're poked out of the stripe personally. You know, I mean, I'm from New York, so I've seen everything. But when I first joined the band with her, I remember, you know, I got a heavy New York accent, so people can barely understand me. And then if I drink some coffee, I start even talking faster, so forget about it. It's over. But when I first met Doro, you know, she had a heavy accent. You know, she has an accent now, but I can understand her. And you know, and so I would say something, she'd look at me like, what? And I go, then she'd say something, and then someone would say, did you understand her? I go, yeah, I understand what you're saying. My ear just bent to her accent, and I guess and I should talk. My accent's terrible, you know. But the music was the great communication. But it was very easy to get along with her. And as far as, you know, where she was from, and that never made a difference to me. I can get along with anybody. We're all speaking the language of music. So she was just very cool. And then we just you know, developed it. Now, you know, when I see it, it's like just coming home again. You know, there's no problem. You know, just like boom, there you are. Forget about it.
Perfect. You have another language. It's music. That's very nice.
Exactly. Yeah. Once you start playing the music and the energy, because, you know, Doro's very big on the vibe, as I said in magazines. You know, the energy. She can read you. You know, she basically, you know, would draw inspiration from the way I play, which is why she said that quote in Metal Hammer. You know, back when I first joined, because, you know, I came in a situation where the members of the band were, you know, changing out. There was all sorts of problems. I played the whole record. I was, you know. Triumph and Agony, of course, is like the biggest record she's done, you know, and it's a great record. You know, I'm very proud of it. I'm still glad that people to this day still love it so much. You know, it's an iconic record for many people, and myself included. So I'm very proud of it. So whatever we did when lightning struck, we did something by working together. It was me, her, and the producer Joey Bowen. You know, he's written, her and Doro have written a lot of these songs. I came in, and like I think Decibel Magazine said, you know, I put the metal onto it. You know, like I think it said my bombastic playing and personality defined the record. That's what Decibel Magazine said. God, that sounds stuck up, huh? but you know, but I would just say, you know, we just got along so well. It's just that all the planets lined up. I mean, she was in America, and the music scene was kick ass. We had Polygram behind us. We were in the power station recording, and it was just like we just fucking kicked ass. And the album, you know, we didn't realize how the album would be that big. And then of course, you know, All We Off, Your Hammer, and all these songs still test. And even, you know, that album just stands the test of time. I mean, even my guitar picks, where is it? Have the album cover on it.
Oh, so nice.
And then you got this
Morley
pedal. Now here's my shameless endorsement plug. Check this out. Morley makes these in her merch shop.
Yeah.
And Morley, because I got the shirt on, they're like family to me. They make the best wah-wah pedals in the world, and they're great supporters of mine, great people. It's a pleasure to work with such great companies that I'm very fortunate with, you know. And they made this to celebrate Triumph and Agony. And matter of fact, it's, you know, it's really kick-ass because it's a custom circuit made in the custom shop. And that's not a decal, that's painted on. That's really kick-ass. So you got to get with it. Then we have the signature guitar, which is in the merch shop as well. You just got a whole new batch of those in. Scratch that one up. This one has a Floyd Rose on it, but the ones in the shop don't. They're more basic. But that's the album cover there. Then it says, I Rule the Runes on that side and Touch of Evil there. Then for those who know Warlock, that's the gatefold in the middle.
Yeah, Superman.
And then you got my name right there on the Schecter headstock. Now it's got, you know, Tone Pros locking machine heads, the Schecter guitar. It's custom modified by Yates Guitars out of Arizona. They modify the whole thing. They take it all apart. And then, of course, you have Tone Pros. This normally comes with a Tone Pros bridge, not this Floyd on it, because I use Floyd's live, but I do have ones with Tone Pros. And then it comes with Apex strings, comes with a whole bunch of cord locks, strap locks, a whole bunch of really cool stuff. You know, we throw a whole bunch of things in there for people.
Very impressive.
And as you can hear, the police are coming to get it right now.
For you.
For me, forget about it. Hey, well, I got to take the Fifth Amendment. I should have been a lawyer. I can't tell you about people in my Italian side of my family. I'd have to kill you.
This is your hometown, right?
I'm sorry?
At home?
I'm home, yes. I'm in Los Angeles. I'm in my house, yes. Until they kick in the door and tell me to leave, I am currently home.
Be careful.
You know, I didn't do it. I mean, I've been accused, but never convicted. What can I tell you?
So I may ask you another question about social media. How do you approach social media? Since we have been talking on Instagram, I have had great chance to see what you have been posting. Is it a marketing platform to you, or do you use it for your personal life? How is your approach on that?
It's a marketing platform more than anything. I mean, I've met friends. I've discovered some old friends there. You meet people on that, of course. But for the most part, I guess I see it purely as marketing myself. I mean, it's great when I find old friends that I've seen, or if I meet somebody, you know, who becomes significant in my life or something like that. But for the most part, you know, it's mostly marketing. I mean, there's a lot of bullshit on there. There's a lot of bullshit, no doubt about it. No newsflash to you. There's a lot of just people out there, like, you know, just everyone's a rodeo clown at one point. It just seems. But it's interesting. I mean, like, you know, back in the day, you know, a band played somewhere, you know, you had to wait till it came out in a magazine, or there was no internet, none of this stuff. You didn't know nothing. You know, now the minute someone, like, you know, drops a guitar pick on stage, it's on YouTube and like 55 versions and 55 different stories. Everyone's seen it and they know the truth, and like, well, what the fuck, you know? But yes. It's I guess to answer your question, it's probably more of a I'd say more marketing to me. It's, I mean, occasionally I'll put personal stuff up there. Like if I go out, nice bottle of wine, nice meal, trying to, you know, erase the day's events and just, you know, blank my mind out from all the bullshit. So occasionally, I guess I use a little bit of both, I suppose. Yeah, I guess so. Nice. If I answered your question, I don't know.
Yes, of course it did. And then lastly, for me personally, I have this question to finalize my questions. You play a very crucial role in women being part of the metal music industry. As Doro's bandmate, do you have any advice for ladies to stand strong and be heard in the metal industry?
Well, like anybody, I mean, any musician, for anybody, female or male, I mean, it just really comes down to, you know, staying true to your character. I mean, granted, there are some things that are stacked against maybe women in certain fields or against men in certain fields, but obviously there's a lot more female-fronted bands now. And of course, Doro paved the highway, in my opinion, you know, for that. A lot of it, in my opinion. And I think with Triumph and Agony, you know, I definitely helped make a dent in that even more, to bring even more attention to her skills and all that, you know. But as far as I mean, I used to be a guitar teacher. I used to teach. You know, I had female students as well, and you know, just like I tell anybody. I mean, it's just, you know, you got to get with the right people. I mean, find musicians, then make them your friends. Because a lot of times people go, "Oh, me and my friends gonna get a band together." Then suddenly one person's not as good enough, then it's dragging the band down. You got to take them out, and that again, you kill the friendship. So that's one thing, and definitely, as I've been asked as a guitar clinics too, and I do clinics, it's definitely a business. Learn the business. Learn about it. Learn about what management does, what production does. You know, don't let anybody sign anything for you ever. You know, so that, and just, you know, I mean, as far as direct advice, what to do, I mean, a lot of it just comes down to like networking. I mean, that's where social media can play a role, you know, as long as you keep your integrity about yourself, you know, try to make as many friends as you can and network through, you know, it's a cutthroat business. And now the internet, as much as it's helped, it's put everything out there. So there's a million people. Everybody and their mother's got a fuzz box and a guitar, and they're singing or they're auto-tuning or they're filtering or whatever the frick they're doing. So it's competitive. So I guess you just got to, like, to use a New York term, stick to your guns, you know. Stay true to yourself. Well, that sounds like really trite, but what are you going to say? I mean, it's really the best advice, you know. You know, try to surround yourself with as many positive people and save all your money.
Yeah.
It goes like water.
Yes.
Before you shut the program, just add one question to Tommy. If you
no more. I'm done. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Tommy, which band you influence nowadays? Which band you like much more?
Nowadays, well, believe it or not, I mean, if I went back just to when I first started playing guitar, you know, my brother owned the stereo, so it was pretty much you know, Led Zeppelin, you know, Jimmy Page, and then Deep Purple, Richie Blackmore. Who took Jimmy Page was all the blues stuff, Blackmore more the exotic stuff, and then my brother brought home a record by a guy named Frank Marino, Mahogany Rush, the live album, and that put everything in the blender. I hit puree. That made me want to play fast. If you've seen videos of me where I play kind of out of my mind or I'm playing very fast, I caught a lot of that energy from him. That live record blew my mind. So I had the bluesy based stuff from Page, you know, influence wise, and then the Richie Blackmore for all the like like just Machine Head's a great record, so all that stuff. And then Marino just went bananas, took both those things and went bah. But as far as what I listen to today, I haven't heard. I mean, there's some good stuff out there. I mean, you know, I've heard some cool Slipknot. You know, I've heard, you know, there's a lot of good stuff out there. I mean, I listen to everything. I mean, I put on anything. If it's got mood or feel, I'll listen to it. It could be, you know, Cascade with Deadmau5. You know, I remember that's a great song. I work out to that song. That just has mood and a vibe. You know, then it could be, you know, Psychosocial, Slipknot, you know, or Static X, or anybody I listen to, you know. So if I hear it, if I like it, I'll know, you know. But I can't name somebody right now other than go listen to that. No, I'm kidding. No, seriously, you know. No, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff out there. There's a lot of good stuff hitting out there. But I definitely say when I'm in the mood to rock, I go back to, like, you know, I'll listen to Deep Purple, and I'll go back home before I go out the door, I suppose.
So
for me.
Is there a band you never can stand and never listen? Is there a band
that I can't stand? Well, I'm not a negative person.
Not
by that.
being political correct. Just tell us, man.
Tell us, who the fuck do you hate, huh? Who sucks today? Actually, you know, you asked me I wanted to be a comedian when I was a kid. I used to do comedy shows in school all the way till 6th grade. I got to do comedy skits in front of the class. I was in class plays. In 1st and 2nd grade, I was third cast to the head of the class play. 2nd grade, I became second from the top. 3rd grade, I got the starring role. Then 4th grade, the teacher didn't give a shit about the play, and then it was all over. Then came comedy shows, and then I discovered the guitar in like 6th grade, and that was it. Madness. So, but I wanted to be a comedian years ago. I like to laugh. I like to laugh and have a good time. But asking me who sucks,
give us
I don't know.
name.
I give names. We want information.
Okay, I can guess. Maybe, for example, Axl Rose. What do you think about Axl Rose?
I got nothing bad to say about him. The only Axl Rose story I got for you, which is a true story, is I never told this story, so you're gonna get a scoop on this. Not that it's a big thing by any means. The band Freight Train Jane was playing. We played Freight Train Jane with Jamie St. John. We played a big club in Hollywood. This is back when Freight Train Jane had Barbra Streisand as manager, Tom Werman set to produce us, and Motley Crue's attorney, who just did that big huge show. We had everybody short of Jesus behind this band, believe it or not. And the band was good. The band was good. And we played a show, and I came outside, and I saw Axl Rose there, and he was talking to a bunch of people. And I never forget, some girl goes to him and goes, "Axl, are you really happy? Are you happy?" He looks at her and goes, "I am now." You know, I guess they were doing that. I swear to God, he said, the girl's like, "Huh?" But that's what he said to her. Then the story, and I talked to him. I said, "Hey, did you get to hear any of the music?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I just saw the band, really good." He gave me some comments, like the band, friendly guy. Then here's the funny story. My brother John, and I love muscle cars. I used to have a bunch of them. My brother John just bought this piece of shit '74 Camaro. Junk, a blue one. It had one unique problem. which we never fixed because the car blew up on the freeway one day. You know, nice car, could have been potential. I mean, I had a GTO years ago in Vets and all that. So suddenly, Axl Rose is pulling out of the club in his Jeep. And he got all his friends and the whole entourage. They're going to, I don't know, do what they're going to do. My brother John, he's leaving the club, legitimately. Didn't know he pulled in behind Axl Rose. As he's pulling up behind him, the problem with this fucking Camaro is the horn stuck. So suddenly, my brother John, I'm watching him leave behind Axl Rose, and the horn's going, bum, 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 and the horn is stuck for the entire way out of the club, and Axl thinks like my brother's out of his mind, and my brother John, he's a big motherfucker anyway, and the entire time, for like 3 minutes going out the venue, bum, 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 the horn's blending. I see everyone looking around going, oh, good God. Security's walking down. It's a whole thing. Then Axl turns right. My brother turns right. And I think they might have yelled. I have no fucking idea. But that car, the horn just, for some reason, went off. And nobody didn't notice this. And I'm like, I don't know that guy, even though it's my brother.
When this happened? Which year?
What's that?
When this happened?
Oh, that would be 1989. Holy fuck. God, did I just say that out loud? Shit. Yeah, so it was like 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago, 2 weeks ago. You know, I'm in a time capsule. But as far as bands I hate, I don't really got a band I hate. I if I don't like them, I just don't listen to them. You know, I mean, personally, I mean, some bands I go, let's see, who do I hate? Who am I throwing to the bus here? You've opened up the bus, you stopped the bus, you like me to throw somebody under. I wish I had known. I wish I could have thought it. Who the fuck do I hate today? Well, there's a long list of people I hate.
Hate is not.
I shouldn't even say I hate people. I shouldn't say I'm being now. I'm totally a total New Yorker. I mean, I'm sitting here like, you know, I got brass knuckles and I kill somebody. You know, make a phone call to Brooklyn, call No Neck Nunzio, and drop somebody off a bridge somewhere. I don't know if I got anybody I can really say that I hate today. I wouldn't even know. Get back to me next week. I'll check. I'll find you somebody I hate. Okay. I'll give you an addendum to this.
We'll give you time
I'm sure
to think.
by the end of the day, I'm going to be hating somebody. Someone's going to piss me off or piss in my Cheerios or fuck with my program. I'm going to drop a building on them or something. I don't know.
We will wait for the news.
Yeah, we're peaceful guy. It's okay.
Yeah, don't worry. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's always somebody rubbing your rhubarb the wrong way. Just never fails. Batman reference there for those who know Batman. Anyway, but yeah, so that's the big thing, man. Working on my new NYC project. You can find that at all my websites, TommyBolan.com or Tommy Bolan Official on Instagram or Facebook. And of course, always doing stuff with Doro, and because I'm like the veteran. I come in for like the special shows, American stuff, some select European stuff, or on the records or the merch and all that. So I'm here when when we rock that. But then of course the movie NO City, that's the big thing going on. Then there's always something else going on. A couple of things, a couple other irons in the fire. There's always something ready to brew and happen. No doubt about it. Always.
Okay, Mr. Tommy, thank you for that. And Akça?
I also thank you very much.
You guys are most welcome. Have a great time. Keep rocking out. And I'll see you on the road somewhere.
Same, thank you.
Yeah, and we hope see you again in the live show in Istanbul, I hope.
Absolutely. Well, if I come anywhere near you guys, let me know. Or if you think you can be anywhere near the show, you got my information. Just give me a shout. I'll hook you up. No worries.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
All righty.
Goodbye, man.
Bye.
Take care, man. Bye.
Take care.
I hang it up.
Okay, bye.
All right then. See you.
See. Evet arkadaşlar.
Bence çok güzel geçti.
Dergi olarak, evet, ve gayet neşeli bir muhabbet oldu. Zaten siz de altyazıları okuyabiliyorsunuz. Herkese başka bir rock efsanesiyle ve başka Türkiye'den ve dünyadan metal yoldaşlarımızla buluşmak üzere iyi akşamlar diliyoruz. Sen de dilesene Akça.
Ben de iyi akşamlar diliyorum. Sözü vermiş bulundum. Metalle kalın. Skol.
Skol.